It's a beautiful day. Hello and welcome to Sports for Dummies, the number one sports podcast on the planet. My name is Josh, your guide through all things sports, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, the absolute dummy, John. In this episode, we're going to be touching on what a week it has been for the NBA. That is pretty much just a summary of greatness, in our opinion. And we have our third NBA all-time current players. Oh, shit, got that one wrong.
That's good.
Anyway, that's about right. And then was there anything else we were talking about today, Johnny?
We've got a rebuttal. Last show, our mate Harley from Harley Sports Talk left us with a bomb. So we are going to address that bomb that he left and, see where we can get with it. But what a week. Like, we have been away for a week. And
where have you been?
These absolute scoring phenomenals, like absolutely fantastic. You got Embiid with 70, Booker 62, then Luka goes and gets 73 just quietly. Karl Anthony Towns with 62. The scoring is unbelievable.
It's been amazing. I mean, it was weird because I feel like the whole week last week was just a meh through the NBA, but these performances. Huge. Oh, another thing as well. The Lakers and the Warriors.
That was great. That was great to watch, especially the last quarter and then the overtimes. You had the two aging stars, who were, midway through the 2010s, they were making the finals all the time. It was great to see LeBron do his thing, Steph do his thing. It was just fantastic to watch. Your Clippers, are they the real deal? Because it is being spoken about. And then also the Thunder. Just when we think they are the real deal, they went and lost to the worst side in the history of life. So there's a bit to talk about today.
We've got a lot. What do we want to jump into first?
I guess what's going around.
Yeah.
These scoring
feats.
Absolute scoring feats. A lot of people are saying are irrelevant and it means nothing. And the scorers of today, it's not as good.
And I think on to that as well, they're saying that it's the way that the game's been played now.
Sure.
I personally think it's bullshit.
Okay.
Think about it, right? Mm-hmm. Are you anyone out there? Are you a NBA? Are you a player? Can you score 70 odd points in a game? To be that bloody damn good, score 73, 70 or 73 Luka, 70 Embiid, 62
Karl Anthony Towns, and I think Booker had 63.
63 Booker. That is ridiculous. To say, yes, when it comes back to playing NBA, it's a team sport. It's about winning. Yes, it is team, but sometimes there is a superstar in that team that carries the team. It's been seen before. Wilt's crazy. They changed rules for him to not be that good. He's still that good. And now players, I don't understand why there's such an amount of, not hate in the media. It's just bullshit. You're not a fucking NBA player right now currently, and comparing errors is just not here. So 73 points in a game is unreal.
Yeah,
unreal. Good on them.
Regardless, so I think there's two things that you can take it away. The NBA supporter pay stratosphere is pretty toxic. A lot of them refer back to obviously how the NBA is a lot softer with how the rules officiated by the refs and the league. It's not necessarily the players' fault, but they can get away with a lot more. Like, you get to the free throw line easier. Defense isn't as much, I guess, looked at, like, going back to the 80s. Correct. So I do understand that from where people say, well, you can't say these guys are better than the old guys. Well, no, you can't. And we're not saying that. What I have seen, though, to say that it's irrelevant is absolutely rubbish and it means nothing. Well, as you said, you have to win the game. And this is what the problem, in a lot of sports, but NBA is super bad with this. They almost care about players' legacies more than they actually do care about the team's legacy. So
100%.
They will be like, oh, well, like him, they will discredit the 73 point for Luka because it wasn't, done in the hard times, of the 80s and 90s. Like, he had a game to play on the day and he scored 73 points.
If it was that fucking easy, why don't they do it every day?
Everyone would do it. Now, it happened to be a good month. Are there more scoring feats? Of course, happening. Of course. But that does not mean they don't deserve as much credit. And what are they supposed to do? Not score the ball?
Can I just add another thing onto this? So at the end of last year, there were only 5 players who had cleared 50-point games.
Yep.
So this is not. I actually didn't
It's still pretty new.
It's still pretty freaking new. So the fact that everyone's going, oh, it's irrelevant. That's the way the game's going. Players are just going to be more, like you said, self-absorbed and more for themselves. It's like, unless they're winning games, then yeah, you know what? If Luka carried the team and scored 70 points every single game and won the finals, he'd go down in the history as one of the greatest seasons of all fucking time.
So that's where the difference. So 2 of those players, so Booker and Karl Anthony Towns, they lost.
Yeah.
And we've seen Michael Jordan before Phil Jackson got there. Wilt Chamberlain lost more than he won. Kobe Bryant, when he was at his absolute scoring pinnacle, was getting bounced in the first round. Scoring 70 like that much consistently is probably not good for team basketball. That doesn't mean in the moment though, what, they're not supposed to score when they got the opportunity?
No, it's like...
to say that it's not irrelevant, you still have to score the ball to win. And with offense more important than ever and all these scoring, like all the teams are scoring more than they have in years since the 60s. Well, is Luka not supposed to shoot?
Hold up.
And
the NBA have created this.
So this is a different argument. So this is a thing. The NBA hide behind that this is what the fans wanted to see. And there's a couple of reasons for this. So it got to a point where the Pistons used to beat MJ, which people didn't love. And they wanted to see a more offensive spectacle. MJ actually played, which is ironic, during the hardest defense, the lowest scoring era in the NBA, and their viewership, no one's higher than MJ's finals.
They're up.
They hide behind that this is what the fans want to see. I speak to NBA supporters and they hate that there's no defense. That's not the players' fault though. The players just have to play. And then also when they take video of Luka, oh, well, he had no defense. One, Luka is so good at positioning and finding space.
Yep.
He's not an athlete.
Nope.
That's not his fault.
100%.
And it's not the players' fault that they're taking advantage of what they have to do. So it is a fine line. Yes, you cannot say, oh, well, these... So one person said, oh, well, so Embiid's averaging at the moment more minutes per game than Wilt did when he averaged 50 points for a year. Embiid played 37 minutes. And they're like, oh, well, if he played the full 48... Well, if he played the full 48, he probably wouldn't be able to run the game out.
No.
His body wouldn't be used to it. And this is why Embiid really... So his average drops by like 8 points in the playoffs. It's one of the biggest downfalls in playoffs. He wouldn't be able to go.
He crumbles, doesn't he?
He crumbles. But also when you play more minutes in the playoffs, because it gets harder. What's the whole point of games? You play so many games is to prepare for the playoffs and the finals.
To win.
Why do you think Kobe and MJ kept religiously playing and playing? Because when it come playoff time and everyone was getting tired, you know what it's like when playing football. Why do people do preseason?
So that you can run the full game out.
When you're match fit.
You're match fit.
So on that front, when they're saying, oh, well, these guys are so much better.
Kobe is a different beast in itself. And MJ, with their work ethic.
But they're putting these guys in as the best of all time. This is my point. We got two of the best winners in the sport. But it is definitely relevant.
It's 100%. And
now again, the NBA are doing this for better. They're saying for the fans. The fans don't want to see this. The fans hate the new All-Star game because there's no competition. They hate the lack of defense. This is hiding behind what they want, their product. That's what it is. Now it's a completely different thing.
Well, we are going to see some more games, more points.
Absolutely, we will.
For sure.
And it's not slowing down.
But what's crazy though, and you look at it on hindsight, and you're not comparing eras, but when Wilt played was a lot more physical. Look how many points he scored in games.
And the scoring in the 60s was unbelievable. It was a fast pace.
Yeah, but what I mean
So,
is
that,
it's just
so the in the 60s, the scoring was just as high.
yeah. But what I'm saying that it's crazy. Like I don't think
This
we'll
is
ever
how
see
good
that
Wilt
again.
is. And Wilt was playing against proper centres.
Yeah.
Big man centres.
Not to say that the NBA current players aren't big centers, but
Well, there's a lot more. There's obviously like 7 foot giants and 7'4", more of them, but half of them are 6'9" athletes, not big proper centers.
they're not like
crashing and bashing.
Well, Wilt was a different beast. He's training with
Absolutely.
Arnie and he's throwing weight around like it's nothing.
Well, who
Peanuts.
was it? Who was it? I saw
Like, wait, baby.
Who was it? I saw back down Wemby. I can't remember who it was, and it might have been Embiid, and he did it with ease. And they say Wilt wouldn't be able to handle Wemby.
What?
He'd absolutely break him in half.
He would snap him like
He
a
would
twig.
absolutely snap him in half.
Literally.
It's just but we're not bringing it back. I do love Wilt Chamberlain, but
I
things-
like Wemby too. Wemby's
and
actually
we love-
come out.
and we
He's,
love Wemby
he's
too.
now, speaking of Wemby, I would say he's now my favourite for Rookie of the Year. It's a shifted topic of conversation. I've gone straight off Chet.
I don't even think it's just.
Who's
I
Chet?
think
Who's
since,
Chet?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not a conversation anymore. It's just
But the scoring's great. Now, if you want to say about the ease of the defense and whatnot, that's a different thing. These players did well, as you said. This isn't happening every week. It was actually cool to see. Are these players better than the other grades? No, you've just got to, what have they achieved?
why are they even trying to compare? It's great in it.
So this is what I was saying. The NBA, it's almost like, so if with football, right, it's more about how many premierships did your team win? No one, like, it is important, but like, it's not like, okay, James Hurd's going in. Can he win a title? No. Can Essendon win a title?
Yeah, it's a team sport.
They don't. This is where the NBA is a little bit of a very unprofessional sport because you get these players who get paid a lot of money. Half of them then
only
take them off.
There's only how many players play at a game? 10 to 12?
12, but half of them, once they get a contract, they have the organisation to ransom.
Yeah.
They all take days off. They leave whenever they want to, play whenever they want to.
How is Embiid not playing against the Nuggets? Like, what's even wrong with him?
It doesn't.
He looked fine.
He didn't play again.
He hasn't played since 2019. What the fuck's that about against them?
Okay, hang on. No. He's destroyed the Joker.
I'm not saying he hasn't. When are we going to see that?
He hasn't played
at the Nuggets.
He hasn't played in Denver.
Sorry, at the Nuggets.
Might be
in Denver.
Might be the altitude. 37 minutes. He struggles. He needs bench time.
Is Denver a lot higher in altitude?
Oh, fuck it. I know.
Big accusation. It might be the altitude.
I have no idea.
We look it up. It's actually
Oh,
under.
no. Actually, no, because Denver's near closer to Colorado.
It has
Yeah,
to
it
be,
is.
yeah?
It's more mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
so maybe it is.
He was like, I ain't doing no altitude training today. I'm done. Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Lakers, Warriors.
That was great to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, 145 the Lakers to the Warriors 144. Went into double overtime. Absolute ripping game.
Jeez, it was, you had LeBron, what would he have, 43, 20?
20. He had, no, I think he had more than 20 in the end. But
20
he had
rebounds.
Yeah. I think I
20
feel like he had a little bit more.
Possibly, but he
And
had,
then
he had a
12 or 13
triple-double.
assists.
He hit the free throws, which he's been given shit his whole career of not having the clutchness in free
Well, he
throws.
won, and
He won them. He hit awesome jumpers we saw. But what was awesome was that I generally thought the Warriors were going to run away with it. Because Steph was just shooting the lights out. Tell you who's been really good for the Lakers, who's not going to get mentioned, D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, yeah, he was
Ever
great.
since they've put him on the trade line.
He was great.
hit huge threes.
He was fantastic, and he came in clutch. That three where they got back in front when they shouldn't have, the Warriors, there was a play at the very end. They stuffed up with the ball. D'Angelo just runs down the court, just splash from three.
In transition, yeah.
Just a splash. And you're just like, shit, he just took the wind out of the whole fucking crowd there because it was played at the Warriors.
Yeah.
The one thing I really did enjoy, and it was, I mean, Steph has been having a remarkable year with his points per game. That game was exceptional. Just the way he came in clutch. There was when the ball got inbounded, there was a block by Draymond, perfectly crushed the guy. He's gone down to the ground. Steph's wide open. All he has to do, nail the three. What do you think he does? Splash. Splash Brothers. It was good to see. Clay got bloody fouled out at, I think, the first OT, but he was great.
He was hitting some shots.
I think he had 19 in the second half.
Green he had a couple of good passes. Everyone, it was good. Everyone was playing well.
It's good to see Green back.
It was good to see
As
him
much
back.
as we ranted about that and pull your attitude.
He's important.
For them, even how he comes up against other players, he plays so much taller than he is.
He's not tall.
No, I know, but he's playing
it's
against AD. Like,
no, that's what I mean. Like, he's only 6'7".
How's he matching it? But his physicality, I think he's just got
mentally, like he's been important for that Warriors dynasty. Like,
I don't think they would have had it.
He was a facilitator. He was almost like like the Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Rodman was better on the boards and a little bit better as a defender. That's not a critique. But Green was much better, from an offensive point of view in how he's able to find Steph and find him in the right spots is incredible.
No, I completely agree. What was the other thing that we were going to talk about? Not the third.
Your Clippers.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just subtly. What are we going to talk about?
Favourites.
Actually, yeah, no, we'll talk about that first.
What a win.
Well, Clippers, you know what's weird? I think there was someone sent me, might have been you.
Yeah. Look at who they've beaten.
It's a pretty good list.
Well, we went through this 4 weeks ago.
Can I just state the obvious? Just before you go into it, because I haven't really said much. I said this Clippers team needed a minute to gel. John, clearly no. And he will still make the argument, and we both know. And one thing I will say is this: the Clippers don't have the playoff success that they should right now. I understand this. And James Harden doesn't have the MVP, the championship ring to back it up. And he always goes missing in finals. I understand that that's going to be your argument. But we are on. We are fucking on. And I'm actually, the one thing that excites me, I don't think we'll win it, but I think we'll get close. And that's more exciting to me. And maybe I'm lowering my expectations as a Clippers fan because the last thing I want to do is go in and say they're going to win.
So
last time I said that was the Warriors, and how are they going?
So you, after all, and they did drop the Lakers game, but I think the teams that they've beaten, they've got credit. You pretty much said they will make the Western Conference final.
Yeah.
Where do the Clippers? Where do you think they're going to finish?
A pass mark for them with the current squad and where they rank right now at third. I think if we can finish, I want to say if we lost the conference finals, then that's a pass.
So you got to make the conference final.
Yeah, but that's a pass
And
if we lost it.
That's interesting because for the players themselves, this is when it's funny because we were talking about how players are viewed as bigger than the actual team. The Clippers making a conference final, that's a win for them. But for those players, not winning the conference final, I think, is an injustice.
Well, what's funny, right? And we talk about we compare AFL and NBA. The AFL have a lot more players on the field at once. The NBA only has the 12, and you've got 7 on the bench and 5 on the actual court. The one thing that I really do admire with the Clippers, we've got 4 superstars, but they're all kind of blending into being a team.
If you saw the box score against the Celtics, apart from Kawhi,
Yeah.
everyone was like, no one scored 20.
No, they're not playing special.
George
You don't
was
have
16,
a standout.
17, Harden 18. I think Russ had chipped in with 12 off the bench as the Energizer Bunny. But just, you're right, they're playing the role. I am loving, they're actually my favourite side to watch at the moment. From just a aesthetic enjoyment to watch. I love them. But they've got to do it in the playoffs.
Well, you can't say they've got to do it in the playoffs.
They have to do it in the playoffs,
But
Josh.
it's
They
a
have
proof in the
failed
pudding. It's the future.
Yeah, but they've got to do it.
And I reckon they will. I don't reckon they'll take it out. As I said, a pass mark for the Clippers. What's your pass mark on them then? For the Clippers.
Okay,
No. Okay.
Can I answer?
Yep. Actually, yep.
A pass mark for the Clippers with these 4 guys who are in great form is to win.
But bullshit, because I will say that you've always been saying that James Harden doesn't play well in the playoffs. So how is a win justifiable when you've only got Kawhi Leonard, who's been
Leonard Paul George,
Hold up.
Russell Westbrook, James Harden. That is a fucking super team.
But those three after haven't won championships.
They still should win with a side like that. You do not recruit like that and sell your future without trying to win.
So-
What are we playing for?
No
Because this is
shit.
the time.
Yes, but I'm saying that's
Because Kawhi's had his contract year, baby. Like he's been paid. Like he deserves every bit of money, but from how good he is. Watch him. He might go missing after this year. He might go missing after the All-Star break.
honestly, I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried about that.
He got his money.
He got his money.
They are good to watch though, but the jury's still out.
So pass mark is a win.
You have to win.
We're third.
Yeah, you have to win.
I don't see how that's fair, but all right. Well, yeah.
You have more talent on your side than anyone else.
You don't. So we said the Celtics have the best starting five.
I'm
You
talking
don't-
about the West. In terms of talent, Clippers,
Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Clippers
You're
have,
right.
in
You're right.
terms
But-
of, are we going to say
No,
they're the
well,
deepest?
I'm saying take it out.
I wouldn't say they're I wouldn't say they're the deepest lists.
No, by no means.
I wouldn't say they're deeper than the Wolves or OKC. But I definitely reckon they definitely have the four best stars.
Okay.
And that's what they picked them on. They're not picking them here to lose.
Okay.
Fuck, the Bucks coach was second. Fired.
What happened? Did Doc win his first?
Doc hasn't won for 15 years and has given up more 3-1 comebacks of all time. NBA is fucking weird, man. And the last bit.
That was another thing that happened. Doc Rivers got appointed the Bucks coach, which is Johnny's team.
We'll move on.
We'll just move straight on.
Didn't really care
Last
about that.
thing, you can say it.
All right. Harley, I'm sorry. We know Thunder's almost like a second side to me. We love SGA, don't we, Josh? We
We do.
We love Chet. Not as much as Vic.
Not anymore.
You know, Giddy's a really good player. You lost to the Detroit Pistons. I'm sorry. I was speaking to you the other day. A lot of the times when teams come up against the bad times, they actually rest a lot of their players.
Yep.
Well, the Pistons didn't have one of their best players playing. This year, everyone has beaten the Pistons because they don't want to be that side that loses to them. How the fuck did you lose to the Detroit Pistons, the worst side in the history of sport? I'm sorry. OKC cannot win a championship. It will be a waste of time for them to get close because it won't be fun to watch because they cannot win.
I said that to Harley, and I said that about the Clippers as well, because I don't think they have what it takes. I still strongly believe that the Nuggets, Sabertooth Tigers, Timberwolves, I'm just going to say it because otherwise no one's going to understand, the Celtics and your Bucks are probably the four that I would say are the most in contention just in finals experience. I think they'll take it. One of those four will take it out. If I just don't see the Thunder after that, they're games that they're not even like, you know how anyone who watches the Clippers, and you know the games where you should win but we don't win.
This isn't
That
just
wasn't
you
just
should
you
win.
should win. That was you should fucking demolish them.
Detroit Pistons.
What's
Losing streaks. That's enough.
What's weird though is the Thunder won against who was it?
They've beaten the Celtics. They've beaten everybody.
Was it the Blazers by 62?
Yeah.
They-
They've
those-
beaten the Nuggets. They've beaten the Celtics. They've beaten the Thundercats.
No, but what I'm saying is they came off a really big win against the Blazers, didn't they? Was it the Blazers or the Raptors?
Josh, that was 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, but 62 points
But it wasn't
2 weeks ago.
Dude, they've played 15 times.
What I'm trying.
You've done this before. You keep saying they just come off this. They've played 10 times since
No.
then.
I'm saying yes, they have. But what I'm saying is 2 weeks ago they've come off against a team where they're not sitting at all close. They were second at the time. They were this other team's 11th, 12th, and they've just smacked them out of the park.
Sure.
They've literally come up. They're on top. And they're versing last place, and they've lost. That's disgraceful.
It's a disgrace.
You would you
I'm
just
sorry,
don't
Harley.
see that.
You should just change sides.
That is
Come to the Bucks. Or go to the Clippers. Because both of those sides
Harley's
would
going
beat
to jump
yours.
in on this right now and just fucking go to town.
Speaking of also Harley,
Oh, yes.
he left a drop. He left a bomb on us on our last show, which was I actually thought was very clever.
There was.
We're going to play the clip on what he said, and then we're going to go.
Jason Tatum isn't a top 5 player, and he never will be a top 5 player.
That was it. That's a big call. That is a big call.
What do you reckon?
Well, so he's saying Jason Tatum will never be a top 5 player in the current.
Are you saying he's not top 5 right now?
I think he's top 5 right now. But does it like?
So that means we've got to do a list here. So I think we can pretty much say who the top four are. So we've got. I think we can unanimously say Giannis and Joker, whoever's your 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yep. Whether they alter.
I think we've got to put Embiid.
100%.
Reigning MVP, and he's having a crazy year. 4th place, Luka.
So I reckon the reason he's done this is because he reckons SGA is better.
Absolutely. So let's just there's Luka, Kevin Durant,
Yep.
LeBron James. They were the 3 that I would think, because I reckon he's got SGA in there as well.
Yep.
I think Jason Tatum's better than SGA.
Yep.
SGA might be having a better year, but he's not a better player than Jason Tatum. SGA has not achieved anything in the playoffs. Jason Tatum's been taking his team to the Eastern Conference Finals since he was a baby. And he is the man. I know they got Jaylen Brown, but he has been the man.
Yeah.
Now to his question. So I think his real thing was that SGA is better than Jason Tatum was his real point. I'm not giving you that, Harley. Now to his surface question. Is SGA better than Luka, LeBron, KD? I reckon he is, because he's done more. He's gone to more.
Who'd you say, Luka?
Luka, LeBron, and KD.
So he's definitely better than LeBron and KD.
Well,
right now.
he went 1-on-1 with KD and flogged him.
Yep.
2 finals ago.
We're talking about SGA.
Well, I'm talking about Jason Tatum.
Oh, Tatum. I thought you said SGA.
I reckon Tatum is better than LeBron.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
And we're not talking career here.
No. We're talking right now, current form this season. Yeah.
And I reckon Tatum just has a better will than Luka. Luka is still, I have high question marks as Luka has to dominate the ball. I don't necessarily think it conducive for team basketball. I would have Tatum.
Well, you'd rather Tatum because Tatum's taken teams to the finals.
So would I, out of all of them, I probably would have Luka in there.
Me too.
Is Luka better than SGA? Yeah.
Yeah, now, yeah.
I would, if we want to put Jason Tatum 5th, I definitely reckon he's in there now. And if he wins, mate, he goes right to the top. He leapfrogs Embiid.
Well, Embiid would be leading the MVP right now, yeah?
That's
just
a question. But yeah, probably. But if Jason Tatum won the championship, mate, even if he just makes the finals and then finishes higher than Embiid, he goes to 3rd. If he wins, then he's in the Joker 100%. Giannis discussion. I actually generally reckon Giannis and the Joker are 1 and 2, however you want to put it. And I've said this at the start of the year. They've both won 2 in a row. Then they won their finals. This is almost the year whoever wins becomes the standalone best player in the world.
Yep, no, agreed.
But I have Jason Tatum.
You're telling me if the Clippers win and Kawhi gets MVP he gets Finals MVP, that he's the best player in the world. I'm joking.
I didn't say Jason Tatum would be. I'd say he would go in with the Giannis and Joker. He'd be in the discussion. Kawhi, I wouldn't necessarily put as the best player in the world.
He's not.
But what it would do for his legacy, this is a completely different thing.
Well, that'd be 3 finals MVP.
And anyone who's won 3 finals MVP is your top 6 players.
That would shift a lot of people's.
And what hurts with Kawhi, which I've explained, is he just doesn't have the regular season awards.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But
have
if you
MVP.
looked at a player blanketly and said 3 finals MVP, you'd be like, automatically you're a top 5, 6 player.
You're a clutch. Yeah, clutch.
Yep.
All right, now, is that all you had to say about that one?
That was all I had to say.
That's all you had to say. Now we're going to get into our top 10 current NBA players of all time. So anyone who's currently in the league and who's
Their
best.
careers.
Yeah, their careers. Now,
This is number 3.
it's my guy. He's won 2 NBA championships. He's won 1 MVP.
By the way, we've got the last 5.
Yes. This is the third. This is my third on the list. He's won 2 finals MVP awards. He's got NBA scoring titles 4 times, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014. He won his Rookie of the Year, 2008. All NBA team selections 10 times, including 6 first team. NBA All-Star appearances 14. All-Star Game MVP twice. And that is KD, Kevin Durant. He is my third NBA current player of all time.
Jesus, we've made this interesting. This just everyone's the same. However, my top 3, top 10 player current of all time,
You mean your third?
whatever, is a 4-time NBA champion. He's an NBA Finals MVP. He's a 2-time NBA Most Valuable Player. He's the only player to win an NBA MVP and be unanimous, which means everyone voted for him. He's a 9-time All-Star. He's an NBA All-Star Game MVP. 4-time All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second Team, 4 NBA Third Team. He's an All-NBA. He's an NBA Rookie First Team, 2-time Scoring Champion, 2-time NBA Three-Point Contest, NBA Steals Leader. He's part of the 50-40-90 Club. He's part of the NBA 75 Anniversary Team. Now, everyone will think I'm blasphemous with this. My top 3, my third is Steph Curry.
Why is that blasphemy?
Because everyone would have KD over, Steph over KD. Literally the world. Now I'm going to make my case for this.
Yeah. Okay, now I know. Well, now I know.
The reason for that is these two are the hardest people to judge because KD without Steph has done fuck all.
Yeah.
However, KD averages more points, rebounds, assists. His averages in the finals are better. His averages in the playoffs are better. When they were 2 in their prime and played on the same team, KD was way better in the finals. So at their absolute peak of their powers, KD was a better player.
Yeah, but
KD's better from the field. He's actually got a better 3-point percentage than Steph Curry.
Oh, hold up. He's the best. Curry is the best three-point shooter
I didn't
in the
say he
world.
wasn't. I didn't say he wasn't.
He revolutionized the game.
Sure, but KD has better. He's got better. He's better statistically across the ball.
Wait. How many shots is that in comparison?
I'm just on percentage.
No, but that's not fair. Okay,
Hang on.
I took 1 out of 1, and it's 100%.
KD ain't
I took
but
1,000 and missed 300.
But KD's an elite 3-point shooter.
I'm not saying he's not.
He's not.
I'm
He's
just
not.
saying-
It's not like he's from the 70s where they didn't shoot.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
My
Curry attempts a lot more. and
So
hits a lot
when
more.
I've done my top
not a
75
comparison.
lists, these have been the hardest 2.
Yeah.
What hurts me for Steph? So the win for Steph is he won before KD
Yep.
and he won after KD. Correct.
He didn't need KD.
Correct. When LeBron James came back, they went and got KD, and KD was the man. At the peak of their powers, KD was the best player.
But he was never going to be the best player of all time.
I'm not talking
In the
about
league.
best player of all time. None of these two players
Sorry,
are
not
best
all
player
time.
of all
I meant
time.
in the league.
KD was better. Was the clear cut better player than Steph Curry was in those finals, and beat LeBron in each game 3 in his own house. So when you're looking at it, what also hurts is Steph's record in the finals. His stats are lower than KD's. In the
Yep.
playoffs, they're less. And during the year, they're less. KD also has 2 finals MVP with Steph Curry.
Yes.
I have KD over Steph Curry.
So I can understand. So I've put KD as third. You've put Steph Curry as third.
God, we should get some clips out of this.
I understand where you're coming from, but I also then look at KD when he's gone into a system that hasn't worked. Curry has designed such a good squad around him, but he's revolutionized the way basketball's played.
That's
And that's the one thing that I think.
and that is absolutely fair.
Yeah, it's not, but that's
But
not
to say that, and he's changed the way the basketball has been played. Kevin Durant has as well. A 7-foot guy who can handle the ball and
I'm not saying
and
he's a
shoot on
freak.
automatic.
He's a
One of the
freak.
top 5 scorers of all time. He's one of the greatest mid-range. And all what you said about KD is legitimate, which is
Yeah, he's a
why
freak.
those two are very hard for me to actually pick between. They have both achieved so much. Steph wins on total championships and he's a better leader.
yeah.
Steph is only one finals MVP hurts him. And when they're at the peak, when players play together, there's clearly like the best player does shine. It has, when Shaq was with Kobe, Shaq was the better player.
Yeah.
Even though Kobe was a gunner in the last 2 of their 3, Shaq was the man. At the end of the day, KD was the one who was finals MVP and clear cut better. He was the better player in the finals. So when I'm taking their absolute peak, which is how I do judge a lot of this, who was better at their best? I'm going to go KD.
So yeah, I just think that Steph. When you just think personal
It's fine.
accolades, like on
It's fine.
I think you, like we said, you play with the system and you lead by example. And
Absolutely.
KD definitely was the better player.
And if you want to make it an argument that Steph Curry's the better leader, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and he was more a team player than I would say.
Steph also was welcomed him with open arms, but at the end of the day, when it was time, KD was the man.
No, fair enough. So there you have it. My third, Kevin Durant. John's third, Steph Curry.
It's good to have someone different.
Yeah, we've got top 2, which are going to be different as well. I mean, it's infamous. I think who's going to be number
Well,
1.
now-
I'm not even going to say
Yeah.
it, but
Well, I guess we can just do like a tribute to. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll do a tribute video. Oh, Harley's going to love that one.
Yeah.
Was there? I feel like there was something else. Was there anything else that we needed to talk about today?
That was it. We've covered it. We're back. It was good to. We were away for
We're back,
a
baby.
week, and there was a lot to cover. And yeah, please like, subscribe, ring the fucking bell.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. We're keen. We're back this week, and we got plenty more to come. Speak soon.
See you guys.
Speak soon.